Yo, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy TraderPrad in the house. That's right, moon man and moon woman. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good night. Wherever you are in the world, you are now tuned into the one and only TraderPrad. That's right. Hopefully you guys had a wonderful day. Monday, was it Monday? It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday, that's right, it's Tuesday. Monday for me because my first week of the day, first day of the week. I can't even talk. My first day of the week. But no, Tuesday today, tomorrow, Wednesday, we got FOMC coming up. Fun little event over there at 2 o'clock tomorrow. Lots of earnings coming out today after hours. Big names. Microsoft, Google, AMD. Let me just peek over. Starbucks, EA Sports. It's in the game. And SWKS, I forget what they do. I remember trading them back in the day, but I forget what they do, but they also reported. So we'll take a look at some of these names over here reporting today after hours. Some of the names reporting tomorrow pre-market, the ones that I'm interested in. Boeing, MasterCard, Boston Scientific. I don't know if that's Boston Science, which they make those little dogs. Is that Boston Robotics actually? That's actually Boston Robotics. But I don't know, we'll do the research on it. BSX, Boston Scientific. We'll find out what they do. And a couple other stocks that already announced earnings this week, such as Pfizer, GM, UPS, SMCI, popping up to $550 and even a little bit above $550 in the after hours and the pre-market combined. But overall, flushing the downside, bringing AMD and other chip sectors to the downside today. And then AMD with its own earnings report, is the only way I can express my feelings right now about everything that's going on. And honestly, that might have impacted Microsoft a little bit. Microsoft got impacted. They were looking to climb up off their earnings report, but overall they kind of got beat down and had kind of a nothing burger event on the earnings report. Didn't really move around too much. I'm guessing that's because of how Google moved and how AMD and some of the other big tech moved in the after hours. Probably put some weight on Microsoft themselves from blasting off to the north side, right? QQQ going down. There's a low chance of Microsoft to take off too. But overall, man, oh man, the opportunities are going to start raining in. If you haven't made a trade all Tuesday, all Monday, then you probably made the right decision. Although there were lots of opportunities both of these days, lots of money to be made on Monday and today. But now is actually risk on situation coming in with Microsoft earnings, Google earnings, and also FOMC, which I believe will be a big FOMC event. We should be hearing something in the realm of them thinking about rate cuts coming in very soon. Once again, we're expecting 6 rate cuts. There are only 8 FOMC meetings in a year. That's not that many meetings for the amount of rate cuts that we're expecting. So if we don't get a rate cut this FOMC meeting, then the chances of them talking about the rate cuts coming in very soon, we're expecting rate cuts to start coming in around May or March or so. So we'll just have to wait and see how that plays out. Possible moves at 2 o'clock that can get overextended to either side or kind of nullify the moves that already happened, and we get a little bit of a reversion at 2 o'clock or so. So lots of activity tomorrow, lots to prepare for. So let's not waste any time. Let's dive right into the charting and all that other fun stuff. So let me quickly pull up the screen on demand over here, which is TradingView. There we go. We got TradingView locked and loaded. The first stock you see is obviously Microsoft. Microsoft announcing their earnings report today after hours, beating the earnings report. Not the best beat over there, but a nice little beat overall on the earnings report. Let's head over to our friends at Benzinga. Shout out to Benzinga. Make sure you go click on the link down below in description and check out Benzinga using my link. That way I can also make a little bit of extra cash over there. But yeah, go check out Benzinga down right below in the description, along with TraderSync and Trade Ideas. Both of those softwares, you can use code PRAD15 to get 15% off. MSFT on Benzinga. So let's bring in the Benzinga screen. Benzinga, MSFT, where are we? Why am I seeing Mark when I'm filtering for MSFT, huh? Maybe it's because of AI, that's why. Probably because of AI. Mark apparently moved around today. Let me go see that. Wow, okay. Maybe we'll have to talk about Mark. Look at Mark. It went from 30 cents to $1.60, came back to 80 cents after hours. Maybe this stock will be fun tomorrow. We'll put Mark on the watch list for tomorrow. Let me quickly just modify the watch list over here. Let me pull up my document. There we go. And we'll put Mark right under, maybe we'll put it under here. Mark. All right, now going back to the Benzinga screen. So let's take out the watch list, bring back the Benzinga screen. Over here, we can see Microsoft as one of the old people, not old people, one of the people that I used to work with at the previous employment used to call it Microsoft. So that one's still stuck in my head over there. But yeah, let's go take a look at Microsoft's numbers. Coming in with a nice little beat, up 18% year over year on revenue. According to blah, 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 the second quarter saw the company complete its acquisition of the video game. That's true. Activision got bought out. We are moved from talking about AI to applying AI at scale. Ooh, that's a pretty good statement over there from Indian? Is he Indian? Satya Nadella? Gotta be an Indian name. Dude, I'm telling you, all these, yeah, that's an Indian dude. Hell yeah, brother. Indian American businessman. I love it. All these large tech stocks just have Indian CEOs, which is amazing. Google, Sundar Pichai. We got Satya Nadella over here for Microsoft. I didn't even know this was Microsoft CEO. I'll be honest. He's been, how long have you been serving? For almost a decade, 2014 to 2024. So almost a decade over here. He's been the CEO, and this is the first time me hearing his name. That's crazy. But yeah, come back to the market. Microsoft is looking positive overall. Productivity and business processes over 13% year over year. Intelligent cloud over 20% year over year. More personal computing coming in 19% year over year increases. Company said the office commercial products and cloud services revenue rose 15% year over year. I'd call bullshit on that number because I think a lot of companies are just using the Google suites, right? The offline online suite that Google has that you can automatically integrate with your Gmail account that most companies use for email services and so on. I don't think that number is real. I think that number is fugazi. I think someone's making up that number over there. But no, that can't be real. You know, no one's making up numbers. This is Microsoft. They got to do their accounting legitimate, and that's actually surprising to me to see that the office commercial products such as Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, and everything is actually up 15% year over year, especially with other free alternatives like the one I just mentioned, the Google Excel, Google Word documents, even Google PowerPoint. That's exactly what Trader TV Live uses. Trader TV Live uses all the Google document stuff, right? So they don't want to pay Microsoft Office. That's what I use too on my own computer. I don't have any Microsoft Office installed. At my work computer, I have LibreOffice installed. I think that's how you say it. So many other alternatives over there. So I think it's crazy to see that they're still up 15% year over year. Shout out to them. That's actually a big beat on that side, in my opinion. Xbox content and services revenue up 61% year over year with the help of Activision adding 55 points to the result. Wow, yeah, big beat on the Xbox number over there, obviously with the acquisition of acquisition of Activision. That's pretty crazy. Yeah, acquisition of Activision, helping them bring in a lot more games into their portfolio, opening up more games to be sold through the Xbox platform, and obviously making a lot more money through those services over there. 61% beat. So shout out to Xbox on that side. The company will provide guidance during the conference call, which can be watched below. I'm pretty sure the conference call already finished, so we kind of don't have to worry about that one. For those of you wondering what time other stocks have their conference calls, I already have that research done for us. It's basically for the three stocks over here: Boeing, MasterCard, and BSX, which is again Boston Scientific. Boeing's conference calls at 10 a.m., MasterCard's at 9 a.m., and BSX at 8 a.m. Those are the only three I'm interested in in the pre-market earnings report. So that one over there, real quick note for you guys. Coming back to Microsoft, however, pretty muted move in the after hours. You could kind of use this bottom around 400. You can see that we got back under 400, but we bought right back above to the north side, right around 396, 397. What's that low? 396.28. So right around 396.28 seems to be some sort of buyer in the after hours, and there's a good chance that you might see that buyer show up again tomorrow. It's a very bullish indication, in my opinion, that Microsoft went under 400 and got right back above 400 and kind of closed around today's low. Now the question is, what does the stock do in pre-market tomorrow, right? Are we seeing more bullish sentiment right into this position? Are we kind of reclaiming yesterday's low and then marching into yesterday's high? Are we taking out yesterday's high, going into the after hour high of 416, exactly 416.66? No, it's 416.59, but that's funny how my cursor kind of put it at 416.66, 666 basically, looking for that area coming back in to see if resistances can show up, because clearly there was a seller here and there was a buyer here. So we want to see how it resolves in the after hour, in pre-market, or even through intraday moves. Is the seller here in the after hour still there intraday? Is the buyer here in the after hour still there intraday? Is this buyer moving up, and are they being aggressive, or are sellers being more aggressive from the top down? Are sellers kind of chasing the stock down because the overall market basically could sell off tomorrow with moves like Google to the downside, with moves like AMD to the downside? The overall market could very easily crumble tomorrow in front of us, go to the downside, and only 2 o'clock could come in to save us. Only 2:30 could come in to save us. Why did I say 2:30? 2:30 is when Papa Powell goes on the podium with his nice little microphone, start dancing on the mic, or start dancing on the stage and so on. The reporters are going to bait him with the carrot stick and ask him some baity questions, see if he replies them in a hawkish or dovish manner, and then that's going to obviously move the market around at 2 o'clock on the official interest rate decision numbers, and at 2:30 based on how he reports his votes, his tonality. Is he being bullish? Is he being bearish? And so on. That could also make the market, break the market around 2 o'clock tomorrow. But based on what we're seeing right now on Microsoft, AMD, Google, clear down moves on all three of them. Clear down moves on all three of them in the after hours, and the market is obviously to the downside, much to the downside off of that report. So I'm expecting a little bit of a weakness to pour in over here on the large cap sector. A quick look at Apple, which was a lot weaker on the day, and Apple, some random news came in. I guess it wasn't really random. I mean, this news was there for quite a bit of a time. We all knew about it, but there's an article that came out around 10:25 because saying, you know, the sales of Apple iPhones and the sales in general should be lower because of the production issues and all the other issues that Apple has gone through. Apple has kind of cited this concern already before, and they pushed down off of that concern already, right? We pushed down off of that concern already, and now we're kind of, maybe that came in right here, actually. That concern came in right here. We pushed off of that. We found support into 180, and we're right back into this high area. And then once again, that concern being dropped from another article, bringing the stock to the downside. Basically, people are bracing for a miss on Apple's report. That in itself alone is a pretty big indication as to what the market could do. Apple is a big part of the market. So we're expecting more downside over here on the overall market, QQQ and the S&P 500, but don't let that be bearish. Let the market move around tomorrow, see where it moves around, see how we can situate off of the market move in pre-market, and then if the market's bearish, simply trade the stocks that are the most bearish, like Google, like AMD. If the market's looking bullish, simply go trade the bullish stocks such as Microsoft or even Starbucks. Starbucks, I believe, will be doing a little bit of an independent move tomorrow, regardless of what the market does. Because look what Starbucks did right off the earnings number. It flushes down to $90. Then it has a corrective move and a wildly corrective move. Look how big of that tail, that the candle, look how big the tail is of that body. And look where the body is. This body basically indicating that a lot of buyers chase the stock up to the north side after it made that low. This low might have just come in on very light volume, and it did. There we go. I guess they're right. This low might have come in on very light volume because someone got scared of the earnings report. But then whoever read the earnings report or whoever kind of sat in the conference calls or whatever. They liked what they saw and they just bought the crap out of Starbucks, and Starbucks just launched up to the north side. Not a lot of volume in the after hours, but it's still launched up to the north side. So now the question is, what happens on any sort of pullbacks? Looks like I have a line over here at $97.30. Let's go see where that one comes from. 97.30 is basically this bottom over here, and we're kind of in that area right now. Nice little triple bottom, double bottom, whatever you want to call it, where the stock is previously shown support on a flat line. Flat lines are way more important in my opinion than the slanting lines. Slanting trend lines are great, don't get me wrong, you know, especially if Angry Buddha's watching me. Angry Buddha, I am not knocking your trading setup. I actually want to learn more about your trading setup, honestly. For example, I want to show the viewers a quick picture of this. Ooh, Buffett is looking at Sierra charts. Okay, I like that. But for example, take a look at this chart, guys. Right, these are I'm not shitting on these lines. These lines are good. They're actually showing you trend lines. They're more, I guess, regression channels. They go quite a far back. He was talking about on Discord today about how it's crazy how a line from all the way back in the past kind of can come into play, and it shows them channels to trade between. It shows them highs in the moves and so on, measured moves. He's using math, quantitative. He's using data. He's just not randomly going in and saying, I like that level, I like that stock, I'm gonna punch. Good, I like what he's doing. He's putting in effort and he's building a system, which is exactly what every trader needs to do. But in my humble opinion, which is never humble at all, it is always very arrogant and very opinionated, but that's just me. That's just me, right? But Starbucks over here, but horizontal trend lines are way more important in my opinion than slanting or diagonal trend lines, because this is where you see where a clear buyer was, where a clear seller was. The stock market obviously goes up and down, and that up and down brings the diagonal moves, but people are sitting on price levels, right? A price level goes this way. Flat. A price level doesn't go this way. The chart does go this way, and the price level will go along with it. But when you're throwing an order, you're throwing it on a flat horizontal area. And if you're able to identify a flat horizontal area which has been getting bought up multiple times or getting sold multiple times, there is the seller right there. At that point, your diagonal line doesn't mean jack, right? Your diagonal line doesn't mean jack. You might have a diagonal line this way and a diagonal line this way, but if there's a horizontal seller sitting well before your diagonal line and you're waiting for that line to show you profits, it doesn't mean jack. That's why, in my opinion, I like to use horizontals more than diagonals, but diagonals are great to show you where trends are going, how buyers are still being aggressive. You can kind of see that already by looking at the 9 EMA or even looking at the chart itself. Higher lows, higher highs, higher low, higher high. So you can kind of draw that trend line over here. You can maybe draw another trend line somewhere over here, another trend line somewhere over here, which are all valid points. Horizontal beats diagonal, in my opinion. Now that I've expressed that, let's come back to Starbucks, which is pretty damn bullish on the day after its report, right? I mean, this one has been on a down channel for so long, and just now we're kind of seeing the 9 and the 21 just merge and cross over, signaling a change in characteristics, signaling that the downtrend might be finished, and we are now getting ready for a reversal. And that's exactly what the earnings move brings in for this stock, a nice little reversal on the daily chart, which is not yet completed because obviously we don't see tomorrow's chart until tomorrow. But tomorrow we'll probably see the higher dotted one is the 20 and the lower dotted one is the 9, and they should eventually merge between each other and start curling back up. Starbucks, with somewhat of a negative earnings report, is still showing buying power. So let's go do some research on why as to that is. So SPUX, show me the magic. Okay, miss and miss. Comps up 5%. What's comps? Comparable store sales? I'm thinking that's what they mean by comps. It is. Comparable store sales jumped 5%, globally driven by 3%. Increase in comparable transactions increase in comparable transactions and 2%. Oh, okay, 3% increase in comparable transactions, 5% globally increase in comparable stores. Increase in average ticket. Okay, that's because you're just raising prices and inflation is fucked. Comps increased 5% in North America, 10% in China. That's also because China was closed for quite a bit of time in COVID and whatnot, but COVID was also like 2 years ago, so I guess that's a pretty good beat over there on Chinese part. 7% internationally during the quarter, so nice little beats on comparable stores. Rewards members reached 34.3 million, so they basically have 34.3 million users' data that could be stolen at any second by a hacker, or could be sold by the company itself to companies like Cambridge Analytics and make more money off of it. So that's a good note. That's a good note. Overall, they're saying that the memberships have gone up about 13% year over year, showing that there's still interest in people. Maybe not really showing you interest that there's interest in the coffee, but it's showing you that there's interest in the rewards program and people using their application. It shows you a good metric as to how many people on average possibly are using Starbucks, and you're seeing about 34.3 million coming in over here on that number. The company opened 49 new stores in the first quarter and ended the period with about 38,587 total locations. Despite headwinds, our brand is very strong, and that coupled with the innovation and the relentless focus on our green apron partners. What the fuck is that? You guys have something called green apron partners? From long-term differentiators along with focused execution on triple shot. What are you talking about here? What the hell is a triple shot reinvention? Will drive balance and attractive earnings growth. Lakshman, there's another Indian dude. That's another Indian dude. It might actually be like, he's not. I thought he'd be like from where I am from, but he's a neighboring state from where I'm from. That's pretty cool. Hey, we Indians out here, boy. We Indians are out here. But Starbucks, as you guys can see, they're talking about good demand, good growth and everything. Even with the headwinds that they're facing at the moment, they did miss EPS slightly, they did miss revenue slightly, but overall they are beating across the board on every single area. They got more stores opening up and everything is looking good. I'm looking for guidance. Please show me guidance. I don't see guidance anywhere, sadly. But overall, market liked the report. They they popped it to the upside on Starbucks, so we're waiting to see how Starbucks come into play. Starbucks also has some good levels for us to trade off of. This little peak here right in front of 100, possibly coming into play tomorrow. So take a look at that 9900 area tomorrow if it does show up. We're currently at 92, 93. No, we're not. We're already at that 99, Prad. Yeah, 100% it's coming into play. The 100 level is 100% coming into play tomorrow. So I'm just going to put the 100 as my resistance, 100 as my inflection for Starbucks. However, for Microsoft, Google, and AMD, I'm going to wait for pre-market to show me a little bit of a move. Mainly for Microsoft, AMD and Google have kind of shown what we want to do already. AMD near this 160, so watch out how AMD trades into 160. Also today's low right into 170, which we bounced off of at one point. AMD has about a $7 ATR, and it has been moving a little bit around 7 and sometimes more than 7 ATR. So AMD could easily bring in lots of volume tomorrow, lots of ranges to trade within. So watch out for AMD. I will be 100% watching this stock like a hawk tomorrow without a doubt, especially if the market is going to the downside. Another stock that I'll be watching like a hawk if the market's going to the downside will be Google with an ATR of only $2.50, moving well more than $2.50 to the downside. Look how today's range was only $2 from yesterday's close, basically about 1 ATR. But Google, now we're expecting a little bit more than 1 ATR, maybe $3, maybe $4 move in Google. Or does Google just get boring and trade between 140 and 142.5 and just bore me to fucking death tomorrow? So that's the question. Talking about Angry Buddha, look who showed up in the chat. What's up, Angry Buddha? How you doing, brother? We were just talking about you not too long ago, about how I want to learn what you're doing on the regression channel stuff. Pretty interesting what you got going over here. I want to learn what you're doing. But Google, AMD, I would love to party with the stocks if the markets are going down. If the markets are going up, I think Microsoft will do some sort of a fun action to the north side, and obviously Starbucks clearly looks like they want to take Starbucks up. Another stock over here that moved up on the earnings move, but with very light volume. SWKS, Skyworks Solutions. No clue what they do. Oh, another semiconductor stock. Okay, awesome. Semis have been very much in play. They've been on fire, but this one could be a little bit of a what do we do with this stock type of question mainly. The idea why I say that is because semiconductors are currently on the decline after being on fire, right? They're on a little bit of a decline. This stock with a good earnings report is making a pop into previous range highs around that 111 or so, right over here. 111, 114 coming into play. That's that 111 high, that's that 114 high. These areas could easily come into play, but with the lack of the overall semiconductor sector kind of launching to the north side, I will be questioning every single pop, right? Is this pop going to get sold off? Is this pop going to get sold off? AMD basically and Nvidia are going to be bearing on the overall sector. So SWKS, I believe, will easily find some walls for us to look for some mean reversion trades. But if the trend is too strong, just follow the trend, just trade the trend. If the stock is showing you buying above 111, there could be a move to maybe 115, then join that party to 111 to 115 instead of getting left behind. Don't get left behind if that boat is looking to take you to the upside. So 111 is my first area of interest. 115.50 is my second area of interest on Skyworks, and then I'll look to see how the stock opens in pre-market to find out what level of supports I'm looking to play with on SWKS. The stock popping up to the north side, looking for a bullish move, especially if the market is bullish. EA Sports, let's go see how this one moved around. It looks like a positive earnings report. Let me quickly go see if yeah, I'm not hiding the screen. I got scared if the screen was being hidden by the Benzinga screen. But EA Sports, next one on the watch list over here, looks like the report is good. Decent beat on EPS, 13% beat on EPS, very slight miss on revenue. So my guess is they are launching to the upside somewhere into this all-time high. Is this even all-time high? Before I say stupid shit like that, I should always confirm. So let me go do that. Hey, pretty damn close to all-time highs. Damn. We're pretty damn close to all-time highs. There's a good chance the stock broke all-time highs. 151.26. The other direction completely. The complete other opposite direction the stock goes. Good. Fuck EA games. This company sucks. I hate EA games. Electronic Arts can suck these nuts. The worst company ever. And the reason why I say that is because they completely ruined some of the greatest games they ever made. Some of the greatest games they ever made. I don't know if you guys ever played this game, but this game used to be my childhood. I loved this game. Battlefield Heroes was one of the most legendary video games out there. I don't know if it's still active or not. I mean, this game was so much fun. The problem with this game, however, is they made it was a free-to-play. For those of you who don't know what free-to-play is, it's a free game. You don't have to pay money to play it. But if you want a better weapon that does more damage, you can pay some money and get a better weapon that does more damage. At which point, your skill has nothing to do with the game. The only thing that matters is who's got a bigger bank account. Who's got daddy's credit card attached to their account, and who can swipe daddy's credit card more. And that's the battle that the game got down to. And this is the model that EA Sports has followed for a long time. They've been ruining games. They are part of the reason why freemium turned to premium. And they killed so many big games out there for fans like me, to the point where I don't even want to play sports games anymore. Right now you have those card openings in FIFA. I don't know if EA Sports still makes them because they lost the contract for FIFA or whatever, but they're just scum of the earth in the gaming world. In my opinion, they're just scum of the earth. Scum. So it makes me happy watching EA getting absolutely demolished over here on the earnings report. I guess I shouldn't say absolutely demolished, but it did move to the downside. Tomorrow will be interesting to see what comes into play. I think we were at this 130 area, were we not? We were at that 130. So it'll be interesting to see if that 130 can come into play tomorrow. I think I'll wait patiently right now to see what levels come into play on the stock in pre-market. For now, I'll just quickly put in some of the lines that I forgot to put in, so which will be the yesterday's high and yesterday's low. Don't think these levels really come into play tomorrow, but if they do, I know what to do with it. So EA Sports, let's see what happens with this one in pre-market. As for now, I'm just going to quickly put in 130 as a support area. Next few stocks over here are going to announce earnings pre-market. We already told you what times their conference calls are, but for those of you who are just tuning in, I will remind you that the BA's conference call, Boeing's conference call, is at 10 a.m. tomorrow. So be a little careful around 10 a.m. The stock could move around before 10. It will move around before 10, but around 10 o'clock or going into 10 o'clock, the moves could die down a little bit. And then at 10 o'clock or after 10 o'clock, maybe 10:30, 11 o'clock, the moves could ramp up, the volatility could increase, and the stock could do some crazy stuff. So be careful around 10 o'clock for Boeing. MasterCard also announcing earnings pre-market, pretty much into all-time high area if I remember correctly. Like Visa, yeah, is Visa near all-time high? Let me correct myself. No, it is near all-time high. So pretty much like Visa, into all-time highs over here on MasterCard. I thought I moved these lines. No, these are Visa, sorry. MA, go to MA. There we go. I did move those lines. So looking forward to see if a new all-time high comes in off the earnings report. You could possibly look at Visa's move to get a little bit of an idea as to how Visa moved. It basically went down and then went up after its earnings report. Not saying that a MasterCard has to do the exact same ditto copy, but there's a chance that MasterCard could kind of do the exact same thing over there. So keep an eye out for MasterCard tomorrow. This one's conference call is at 9 a.m. And the stock that we needed to do a little bit of a research on, Boston Scientific Corporation. Yeah, these guys are not Boston Robotics. Yeah, because they're called Boston Robotics. I remember that. Boston Robotics. Oh, they're called Boston Dynamics. I got that wrong. They're public, right? Oh, they're owned by Hyundai. Hyundai bought them out? %, stake in the company from SoftBank for approximately $880 million. SoftBank Group retains about 20% through an affiliate. In June 2021, it was announced that Hyundai officially took a controlling stake in the company from SoftBank. Oh, man. The big dog. Got a camera right there. Oh, I don't want to save it. Got a camera right there. What if you just shoot, like, this area, though? I'm pretty sure the computers are in here. Or even if you shoot the camera, the dog's dead. But I guess it's better than a soldier dying. Right? It's better than a soldier dying, which is great. But you shoot the eye of this dog's dead. It's no longer useful. The cheetah is a four-legged robot that gallops at 28 miles per hour or 45 kilometers per hour. Okay, that's not bad at all. That's about the speed of a e-bike. Little dog. What do you do? Developed by DARPA. For DARPA by Boston. Isn't DARPA like the weather system company? Like, isn't DARPA the reason why rains happen in random places around the world? Or hurricanes happen? I just have a tin hat around my head now. Tin hat around my head. Petman? What in the llama is this? What in the horse, llama, cow, bull? What am I looking at? Dude, it's got a GPU in there. It's got an NVIDIA GPU in there. Nah, that's not a GPU. These look sick though, guys. The future. This is gonna be Coco in the future right here. That's my dog for anyone wondering. This is gonna be Coco in the future. Oh, go back. So yeah, okay. So Hyundai or yeah, Hyundai owns Boston Robotics. However, we're talking about Boston Scientific Corporation, who's some sort of a medical distributor. I'm guessing some sort of medical supplies, probably masks, syringes, gloves, and a bunch of other stuff over there. Medical procedures operates through MedSurg, cardiovascular segments, includes urology and neuromodulation. Ooh, I read that in one try, baby. Cardiovascular segment consisted of cardiology and peripheral interventions. The company was founded by who cares about who was founded by? I just want to see what they do. Marketing of medical devices, manufacturing, development, and marketing of medical devices. So also near its all-time high, like Microsoft, like Nvidia, Apple, basically all those stocks. Maybe not Apple, but all those stocks also near its all-time high. This stock's trajectory has been pretty solid. I mean, pretty damn solid. Obviously, this was the 2008 crisis possibly that brought it to the downside, and then ever since it's been monstrous. This is the 2020 crisis that brought it down, and then again monstrous. So Boston Scientific, clearly a great company to invest in all the way back in 1993, and then again back in 2013. I actually don't know if this company even makes money or not. So let's go find out what their PE is. They actually do make money. They have a PE of 75, however, which is really high. Anytime you see a PE in the red, that's meaning that the price of the stock is overvalued compared to what their earnings are being brought in. So PE 75 for BSX, for example, I can go show you what Apple's PE is. 30 is still goddamn high, but that's Apple. You want to see what AMD's PE is? 1,700. Oh, well, now it's 1,300 because they crashed, but 1,300 is AMD's PE. Nvidia is 82. Tesla is also somewhere in the thousands. Wow, Tesla at 44 now. Okay, Tesla is coming down on their PE. That's crazy. But overall, you get the idea how much more overvalued AMD technically is. But AMD's analysts are coming out and they're just kind of smoking weed and getting high and making high evaluations over here, high stock price targets for AMD, which I get it. The AI bubble is not yet there to burst. Like I said, we're still chewing the gum. The gum hasn't even been pulled out of the wrapper yet. The gum hasn't even been pulled out of the wrapper yet. We need to first pull the gum out of the wrapper, put it in our mouth, chew the gum enough times for us to be able to blow a bubble that can then be popped. The bubble is not even ready to be formed to be popped. So AMD's got a lot more room to the upside. This could just be my hopium, my copium, me just kind of being biased because of how much I love AMD. So let's see that one play out. Last time I made a prediction about AMD, it actually came true, and that was AMD will take over Intel stock price, valuation, and everything in over a year, and they did it. They did it. And this was when AMD was only $20. When AMD was only $20. You mean HAARP? Is that what they? Is that the company that that controls the weather systems? Yeah, I'm talking about these guys. Yes, Dieter knows. Dieter knows my my tin hat levels of conversations. I'm pretty sure Dieter and I could talk about conspiracies all day. Conspiracy theory abound as U.S. military closes HARP. Aw, they closed HARP? This was in 2014? Is HARP closed? Nah, it's not closed. They're just lying to you. They're still controlling weather systems over there, lying bastards. Get out of here. I don't believe it. I just need to go check what the ATR is on Mark. Mark's ATR is 16 cents. We're doing way more than 16 cents tomorrow on Mark. 100%. 100%. We're doing way more than 16 cents. Trust me. So Mark was the next stock on the board over here after Boston Scientific Corporation, for which we'll wait in pre-market to show us levels straight off of this one's conference call, 8 a.m. 8 a.m. conference call. That's hilarious. The chewing gum analogy, I'm telling you, man, the bubble is not even close to being popped yet. People are talking about AI bubble, AI bubble. Shut the fuck up. DARPA is a military research program. There are also Black Mirror stuff in there. I just don't trust the government. You know, I'm a tin hat to the max. To the max. Not like Alex Jones level, but I'm a tin hat to the max. Maybe I can't call myself tin hat to the max if I'm not at Alex Jones level. Maybe not. Default. The only reason I'm putting this line over here right now is because I think the stock could easily pull back all the way down to this area if the report goes south, if the report goes negative. That's the only reason I'm pulling it back to, or at least putting that line right there. This is also on the monthly chart. Let's go to the 1-year chart, see where that line is. Yeah, no, Prad, that stock is not going down there if it's a negative report. Maybe somewhere down here. It's not going all the way down there. Maybe not in one day, but it might get dropped back into this 54, 55 area on some sort of a negative report. So I'll just put those two lines for myself to keep an eye out for now. The next few stocks, Pfizer, GM. Pfizer basically, even on a good report, sold off today. So that looks pretty bearish to me overall, right? Pfizer pre-market up, after hours up, but off the open, down completely to the downside and stuck between a 30-cent range of 27 and 27.30. I actually tried a long at 27.30. 27.30 was a level that I previously remember trading off of. It was this high right there. So I actually tried a long off of 27.30, failed, and I gave up on the trade. 27 could have been an area to think about it, but I said, nah, I'm not gonna keep on. Why is that line there? It should be here. I'm not gonna keep on gambling with Pfizer. I hate the stock anyways. This company sucks. I'm just gonna move on from it. But later on, 27 did hold and stock moved right back up. So there could be an opportunity to see if 27 holds tomorrow again, and if it does, you could get a little bit of a move right back into this 27.30, 27.50 consolidation range that the stock has had for pretty much all day, or maybe an extension past that 27.50 into 28.30, into $28 and so on Pfizer. However, I am disinterested in the stock completely. Don't care what the stock does, don't care if it's moving tomorrow, don't care if it brings in volume. Although I'm saying all this and I'm putting notes in my watch list right now. I'm saying all this out loud, but I am putting notes in my watch list for Pfizer just to be safe. You know, but you should never let your personal biases keep you away from making money. I've done that quite a bit of times on stocks like Roku and everything else. So Pfizer, if there is some money to be made, I'll think about it, but I don't really care about this stock. Don't really care about it. GM held beautifully in this pre-market range, so tomorrow will be interesting if we can show some buying at the low of that range at 37.50, in the middle of that range around 38, or at the high of that range around $39. So let's see if somewhere in this range we can see some clear buying. Where does the stock open in pre-market? Does it flush off of the open to the downside? Does it pop off the open to the north side? Does it reject off the open and flush right back, or does it keep breaking out and come back and show us buying once again at the same area for us to get involved in for a possible move into $40 as a swing trade idea and so on? So lots of opportunities over here on GM. I think tomorrow's market move should not hurt GM too much. I will put this out there. The stock could easily open into today's low in the pre-market and kind of hold this area, which is bullish. And if it doesn't hold this area off the open after holding this in pre-market, that could give you a good short right back into the previous earnings day high, right before the earnings day high. So lots of opportunities here on GM tomorrow for specifically day 2 type of situations, and I'll be very interested. You could say, however, day 1 was a turd. You could say day 1 was a turd because the stock did absolutely nothing, stayed stuck in the range that it created in the pre-market. But tomorrow, I think we could get some activity outside of the ranges, and if it's not outside of the ranges, it'll be inside the range, which is still a pretty decent range for the stock. It's well above its ATR. The ATR for the stock is $1, and today, okay, never mind. God damn. The range of intraday range is basically $1.38, so basically traded a whole dollar. So tomorrow, if we trade in the same range again, you know exactly where to look for shorts. You know exactly where to look for long. So GM will be very interesting for me to look for some sort of a range trade opportunity. 37.50 support. We're looking for that $39 resistance. UPS sold off drastically in the pre-market report, but then kind of just stuck around this 145 area all day. Didn't really break that 145, 144.50 area. So watching to see what we do around that price tomorrow. The fact that we even closed into the lows and even the after hour basically held that area, showing you that there's still some buying coming into these areas and holding of this 145, 146 area, so 144.50, 145 area. It could just very well be those drivers getting paid 100K a year. They're now loading up on stocks. Who knows? I'm just throwing up random guesses over there. But UPS holding up pretty damn well at that price. So we'll be interested to see what this stock does. And next stock on the board, SMCI. We talked about how SMCI could easily pull back into yesterday's high, and look what it does. It basically is pulling right back into yesterday's high off the report. We talked about that 550 high coming into play. We do pop above 550 in the pre-market, but we exactly open around 550 and flush right below to the downside. You could have shorted 550 for a monster win. I mean, a $50 per share win to the downside right into 500. We even talked about yesterday how we want to see the stock holding 500. We don't want to see the stock going below 500, and it does so successfully. 501.17 was the low a day. Sadly, AMD's earning reports comes out and it breaks that whole setup by taking us under 500 in the after hours and actually closing us under or exactly around 500 in the after hours. So tomorrow, not that I'm going to be really looking for a trade on SMCI. AMD is the hot girl at the bar tomorrow, so that's the girl I'm gonna go talk to. I'm gonna go ask her for a dance. I'm not gonna be looking for SMCI to dance with me. I'm gonna go dance with AMD. I'm gonna be a man, walk up to her and ask her to dance with me, and that's the point over here. Go dance with AMD, ladies and gentlemen. Don't mess around with some of these sympathy trades, as you could call them. Although SMCI could give you a nice little day 2 trade, easily give you a day 2 trade, if I'm trading semiconductors, will be AMD. You also have SWKS, but AMD is my girl tomorrow. CLF is the next stock over here. Cleveland Cliffs. Originally in pre-market didn't do anything. After hours flush, pre-market very muted, but off the open the stock launched to the north side. Its ATR is only 65 cents, and we moved a $2 move coming in on the stock from the low to high intraday. So monster move on Cleveland Cliffs. Obviously looks like we could possibly get a move into this area very soon for us to look for some sort of a trade on the stock. Let me kind of draw a box here because that range is interesting. So possible moves into 21 to 21.50 to the north side, at which point we can see what to do with this stock once it gets there. You could even look for maybe a breakout of $20 or a pullback and holding of $20 for a move into $21 over here. So for me, if the stock can hold 20, that's pretty damn bullish in my opinion. Let's say 19.50 even. Let's say if the stock can hold 19.50, that'll be pretty damn bullish for tomorrow. And that's exactly where the earnings VWAP is too. That can give us a move through to 20 and then a bigger move through 20. So let's see if the stock can hold 20 or even 19.50. Pretty high importance. 19.50 is my support. 21, I'll put 20 first. Or what's today's high? Today's high is 20 as the first resistance, and then 21/21.50 as my second resistance. 21, can you do some for me? Dieter, see what I told you? See what I told you, Dieter? I can never trust the stock. Now you can understand why I have trust issues with this position. I was gonna play Trust Issues from Drake, but instead of getting copyrighted, I'll just sing it. I don't care about your city, fret your front. Na, 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 na. Okay, I'll stop. I don't know the lyrics. I forgot the music. I forgot everything. But trust issues. Yeah, I got trust issues with SoFi, man. I can't trust this stock ever. One thing that is bullish though, we are pulling right back into, you see where the support is coming in a little bit in the after hours from the previous earnings anchor VWAP. So as you guys can see right there, the previous earnings anchored VWAP is right now showing you support in the after hours around $8, whereas the current anchor VWAP, the current earnings anchor VWAP, the thicker blue line, right around $8.95. The stock has an ATR of, I want to say 50 cents. Yeah, 56 cents. That range is $1. I don't think we get the whole move right back to the north side of $1 back into $9. SoFi, honestly, the fact that you did this and then this, I'm deleting you from my watch list. I just don't care. I simply don't care. Like, I'm deleting you from the watch list. Bye. 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 Goodbye. I'm trying to see if there's any reason to not delete it from the watch list. That's why I kept saying bye, bye, goodbye. I'm trying to see if there's any reasons to kind of backtrack over here. I mean, that's pretty good volume still, right? We brought in 119 million shares today compared to 278 million shares yesterday. That's still a big rampant volume today, especially because that was their first profitable earnings report. But that reversal after that big candle, what you want to see after a big candle on any stock is a little bit of an inside day. You don't want to see this either. You don't want to see this either. A big candle, and you want to see the stock basically trade from the midpoint to the high point of the big candle. This one did the opposite. It traded from the midpoint to the low side of that candle and then see what happens, right? See what happens. That is exactly what we did today. I mean, not exactly, because we kind of traded the whole range. We traded the whole range from yesterday, and we traded more than that. So whoever bought yesterday is kind of scared today. If buyers don't show up at this $8 area, whoever bought yesterday is probably shitting bricks. So on that note over there on SoFi, the stock is a complete turnoff for me because of that move right there. And that takes us right into the large cap stocks for tomorrow. All of these stocks, no trade. No trade. That's right, you heard it. The only large cap stocks we're interested in tomorrow: Microsoft, AMD, what's the other one? Google, Apple, Nvidia, Meta, Tesla, Netflix could all give you trades. I am not saying that they will not give you trades. They could all give you trades because we are actually expecting the market to break down tomorrow. I am 100% expecting the market to break down tomorrow, which will take the overall sector, which has been booming. Netflix booming, Nvidia booming, Meta booming, Apple not so much booming, Amazon booming, right? I expect all of these to take a hit tomorrow because of Google and because of AMD. Another reason why these stocks are not to trade tomorrow is Apple, Amazon, and Meta. All three announced earnings reports Thursday. So why put risk on table when there is a clear, defined day that the market is literally telling you that this is going to be a risk-on type of situation? So on that note, Apple, Amazon, Meta, Nvidia, Netflix, Tesla, all on my watch list, but I am not looking to make a trade on them. I'm looking to make a trade on Microsoft, on AMD, on Google. So those are the ones that we want to party with. Yeah, I will see with the overall chip sector, says Dieter. What are you talking about, Dieter? To the downside or the upside? Down, I could be wrong. Blind Jedi's in the house. What's up, Blind? I unloaded mine at 90. I think MU might be reversing. Oh, longs? I'm guessing you unloaded your Micron longs at $90. Wow, what an exit. Pretty much top ticked it. This guy's hacking. Somebody report him to the SEC. He top ticked the 52-week high. Somebody report this guy to the SEC, please. Beautiful exit. I love it. Blind. You know, you didn't try to make more out of something that's giving you something already. I love it. Amazing exit. And you are not wrong by thinking that the reverse might be coming in, because AMD is going to start the reverse. A little bit of the reverse has already started today with the help of SMCI. So, you know, that downside move could easily take Micron back down. Nvidia actually positive on the day by 0.5%. That's kind of crazy. But I think Nvidia gets hurt tomorrow too. I think Nvidia gets hurt. I'm blind. So you think SPY will take a hit as well? Well, I think if QQQ is taking a hit, QQQ's top 7 stocks are SPY's top 7 stocks. I think SPY takes a hit, right? Actually, are QQQ's top 7 stocks SPY's 7 stocks? Am I correct by saying that, chat? Let me go check. No, god damn it. Ah! Stop showing my email. Stupid ass fucking what the fuck? Stop showing my email. People are gonna sign me up to Weight Watchers again, you assholes. Whoever did that, I hope you get a cold. I hope you get a cold, okay? What in the world am I looking at? Holdings, thank you. QQQ, they changed their website up over here on ETF.com. I'm not sure why they would do that, but okay. So QQQ's top 7 went Microsoft's 8.9 compared to Apple's 8.7. Ooh. Okay, 1, 2, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon. Microsoft, Apple, Nvidia, Amazon. Nvidia, Google, Amazon, Meta, Alphabet, Berkshire Hathaway, Broadcom. Berkshire is the one that's missing from QQQ. QQQ's replacement for Berkshire is Costco. Why is Costco a tech company? What? Why is Costco a tech company? I'm sure you can find something better than Costco to put in here that's about 2.3% that will help the QQQ a lot more than Costco. What? But you get the idea, which was the top 7 or let's go the top 10 are basically inside the S&P 500. The Costco is 100% in the S&P 500. I don't doubt that at all. And it's also in the QQQ. And if we think that the QQQ's one, AMD, which has to be in the QQQ. There you go. 30 million shares of AMD is in the QQQ. It's number 11th of... Why is Costco weighted more than AMD? What's wrong with QQQ's managers? Fire them. Hire me as your manager. I will take your portfolio to the ground most likely. So don't hire me. You did the right call. But why the hell is Costco number 10 and AMD number 11? Who makes these calls? Anyways, you get the idea, with AMD being 11th weighted in the QQQ and 100% in the S&P 500, bringing down the market, with Google being 4th and 3rd and 5th, or 4th and 5th in the QQQ and in the SPY, bringing the market down. If the QQQ is going down, we believe the SPY goes down along with it. But these are just expectations. We don't know the future. I have 2 balls, but they're not crystal. Right? We just have to wait to see what moves we get from the market tomorrow. So patience is the name of the game. Pre-market will tell us what directions we're moving into. Let's go talk about Mark, because Mark looks interesting. What is the flow of Mark? Mark's flow is 20 million shares. I think that's still small float. Yeah, it's right on the edge of small float slash medium-sized float, and then large caps already are obviously are large caps. It's right on the edge over there, teetering on the border. It's got a decent short float, 7% short float. It's some sort of an AI company apparently. Remark Holdings. Okay. Various industries operates through technology and data and intelligence segment, provides products, services based on, okay. By using Can, what the hell is that? A data intelligence platform that offers AI-based vision products, computing devices, and software as a service, SaaS. Products for the financial, retail, entertainment, education, and workplace and public safety industries. It also operates various digital media properties that deliver content in various verticals, including travel and entertainment, such as lodging, air travel, show tickets, and tours, and tour through its website. In addition, the company sells financial technology products and services, as well as advertising services through its website. The company was founded, who cares? Las Vegas. Okay, so Remark obviously getting a nice little boost in its elevation on the intraday over here. I guess some sort of an AI hype. Not sure what that volume spike came in. We are not really seeing any news on TradingView itself, so I'm gonna have to possibly so we're gonna have to find out more research on the stock. Possibly, I might just do that research on my own time, not bug you guys with it. But on the technical scale over here, the last time the stock did anything wild like this, has it done anything wild like this? When was the last time the stock even brought in volume? 200 million shares today? Nah, that's not real. Stock's never brought in volume like that. Stock has never brought in volume like that. 15,000 shares, 10,000 shares, split once over here before in 2010. The stock has been public since 2001, so almost 20 years in the market so far, and now the stock is doing some wild volume. Never done volume like this before. Its earnings report is in when is it? About 28th of March expecting, so we'll see closer to that date if the stock can get more active over here. But Mark, man, what a move in the intraday today, and what volume spike. It'll be very interesting to see if the stock can reclaim that $1 area either in pre-market or right off the open for us to be interested in another move over here to the north side. And clearly we see a little bit of a resistance over here. That looks like a clear head and shoulders on the 5-minute chart. Left shoulder, right shoulder, and the head right here, and a nice little down move. So clearly playing out the head and shoulders pattern in the right direction. But now we're waiting to see if the $1 area can be reclaimed on Mark. So I need to see that price being fought for, and the winners should be the bulls. That way we can get long and have fun with the stock. So MARK, whose ATR is only 16 cents, I think we'll do a lot more than 16 cents tomorrow. The economic calendar for tomorrow, it's a little busy before FOMC, which I never really understand why they do that, because clearly you're making an interest rate decision already. Doesn't all these numbers kind of mess with your interest rate decision? But I guess all of these numbers are from the previous month or from the previous week or whatever it is. Some of these do say January, week over week, but Q4 basically last quarter of last year. So some of these numbers are from last year, which makes sense. Some of these numbers are from this month's metrics, I guess, a little bit, just to kind of get people up to date, get the market up to date as to what are the economic conditions looking like. And then obviously we have 2 o'clock, the FOMC statement coming up, or the interest rate decision coming up at 2 o'clock. And then at 2:30 we got the FOMC press conference, which all of these will be very, very important. Apparently we got the Chicago PMI 945, crude oil number inventories coming out at 10:30. We saw a little bit of a decline in oil sector today. SLB, Schlumberger dropping to the downside. MPC dropping. Oh, MPC actually was an earnings move. Never mind this one. Schlumberger dropping to the downside. Oxy, I think, was moving around a little bit later on in the day, got bought up pretty nicely. XLE was red at one point, but I'm pretty sure Oxy and MPC probably took them to the upside. I'm thinking about what other stocks can I pull up here for the Schlumberger catalyst. Basically, the catalyst is Aramco is thinking about planning to increase production capacity. So supply and demand. More supply, the demand goes lower, the price goes, I guess not necessarily, but more supply, the price goes down. The lower the supply, the demand always stays the same or goes higher, and that one increased prices. So more supply bringing down prices, and hence Schlumberger going all the way to the downside over here in pre-market, and then a little bit of a continuation off the open. The stock is on SSR and will be on SSR tomorrow too. I did trade the stock over here. I tried to get short right into these areas, and then I didn't really give it the right stop. That stock stock needed. I chickened out in this area and I closed it for an absolute flat trade. Didn't lose any money, didn't make any money, but boy did I miss out on the move I was looking for. I was short on this candle and I was short on this candle, and I got chickened out and I punched out for a flat trade. Missed the move, but oh well. Moving on from that one. So that's the oil numbers for those of you who trade oil stocks, Oxy and so on. Watch out for that 10:30 time period. 9:45 Chicago PMI, already mentioned that. 8:30 employment cost index and 8:15 non-farm employment change coming in. The ADP non-farm, not even sure what the hell that is, but we are coming in at 8:15 for that. Most important decision once again, 2 o'clock p.m. ladies and gentlemen, 2 p.m. tomorrow. How do you say that in military time? 13 is 1, so 1400 hours Eastern Standard Time, 1400 hours market time. No big IPOs to going into the end of the year, sadly. Boo-hoo, whatever, sad story. But going into the end of the week, we have a big IPO. So we'll talk about that more in depth once we get closer to that date. Not only do we have that one, we also have another one on February 7th, which is a $966 million offer. This is a $2 billion offer. So 2 big IPOs in February. It looks like IPO season is back, ladies and gentlemen. So let's get ready to have some fun. Let's get ready to rumble and have lots of fun over there with those bad boys. Hopefully you guys feel like you are up to date on all situations for today. You feel like you're ready for tomorrow. I feel like I'm ready for tomorrow. I feel like I'm excited for tomorrow. I feel like I am excited for tomorrow. Let's quickly talk about, however, what we expect FOMC. We've been talking about this for a couple of days now, so you guys know what I'm expecting. We are expecting, let me go back to the screen here real quick. We are expecting no rate hikes. This is the Chicago CME Group website directly, the Fed Tool website instead, should I call it, where they show you the probability of a rate cut, a rate hike, or a rate no change. Currently, we are expecting a no change, about a 97.4% probability of no change in this FOMC meeting. On the next FOMC meeting, we are considering about a 50%, or should I say 42.9% cut coming in. And on the 1st of May, they're kind of are going, these numbers will start shifting more and more into a higher probability once the FOMC committee kind of comes out with the inline statement, which is they're looking to start cutting in May. They're looking to keep the rate steady for January and March, and then starting May 1st going into the end of December, 18th of December, they're going to start cutting high rates pretty easily and take it back into that normal inflation level that they're looking for, which I believe is what, 2%, if I remember accurately. They're looking for that 2% inflation rate to be at. So we're looking for a couple things over here. First thing, we're waiting for the interest rate decision to come out at 2 o'clock, and that decision to be no cuts, in line. No cuts will be in line. Another statement along with that, that will be at 2:30, which will be, we are thinking about cutting as soon as May. That's an inline statement. Both of these are pretty damn bullish. Now let's go with the offline statement. Offline or not inline statement. The not inline statement would be, we are not raising the hikes. We're not cutting the hikes. We're not cutting the rates. We're not hiking the rates either, but we are going to keep the rates a little bit longer than May. That's a little bearish, hawkish, right? That's a little bit bearish. So you want to be careful for that type of situation. The worst situation tomorrow, which I don't think is happening, is a rate increase. A random rate increase after a nice couple pauses, which the market wasn't expecting at all. That is blindsiding the market. That is out of expectations, and anything is happening at that point. At that point, the market could literally open it or go into a halt, which we haven't seen in a long time. If you were trading in 2020 when COVID was hitting the market literally opened, crashed, and the whole market-wide halt. The whole NASDAQ market, the whole New York market went into a halt for 5-10 minute period, and no one could trade. We just sat there just waiting for the market to open back up, and boy, those time periods were amazing to trade. VIX was at its all-time high, but right now the VIX is at its boring lows, so not much fun to be had there on the volatility side. But you can expect that volatility to increase if something outside of the inline statements are said, like we are going to increase rates, we're actually going to keep them paused for longer, we're only thinking about 5 rate cuts instead of 6, or we're only thinking about 4 rate cuts instead of 6. So anything that's not in line, very bearish. Anything that's in line, very bullish. And that's the situation that we are at, starting with this first FOMC meeting tomorrow. That's why this is a very important day. You do not want to miss out the market tomorrow. In my opinion, it's perfectly fine if you don't want to trade until 2 o'clock. Perfectly fine if you don't want to trade until 2 o'clock. Keep your risk capital. The more trades you enter throughout the day, the less risk tolerance you have, the less mental capital you have. If you're losing on the trades going in throughout the day, the less confidence you're going to have, and the less chance you will possibly, find a good trade on this 2 o'clock move. So if you want, just sit back, relax, watch the market move, go paper trade, and then get ready for the 2 o'clock move, where you can kind of put in your mental capital, your full attention on the market to kind of make some money happen on the day for yourself. That is the ideas or the situations I'm looking for. Hopefully you guys got to create some of your own trade ideas or some of your own expectations off of that theories that I just spewed out of my mouth. Ladies and gentlemen, that wraps the end of the TraderPrad show. Thank you for tuning in as always. Imagine raising rates and TraderPrad screams free fall Wednesday. Oh baby, you will hear me screaming free fall Friday, even though I am not in the Trader TV live office anymore. You will hear me throughout the world. The world is going to shake if the rates get hiked, and the whole world will hear me screaming free fall Friday, like how that commentator yelled. Let me pull this up, because I love watching this clip every time. I love watching this clip. Let me pull it up. I'm not gonna say it. You guys have to. You guys just have to see it to understand. You will hear me screaming as loud as this commentator screaming. Aw, you guys can't even hear this. Fudge. Where's the volume button on this? Oh wait, maybe I have an idea. Hold up. I have an idea, chat. I have an idea. Let's see if that works. At Sunderland. Oh, there you go. Manchester United have done all they can. That Rooney goal was enough for the 3 points. Manchester City are still alive here. Balotelli! Aguero! My mom's gonna get mad at me for screaming. She's sick. I shouldn't even be screaming right now. But you're gonna hear me screaming free fall Friday like that commentator yelled Aguero! I will be losing my voice if that happens. But let's be real, guys. That's not happening. That's not happening, okay? Lucas from Mongolia coming in asking if we're playing Tarkov today. Yes, we will play Tarkov. I'm just about to get off right now and go do some chores, and then we're gonna go play some Tarkov, baby. Big dog here to bark on Tark. Let's get this game going. Get the group rounded while I go take a shit, and I'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, as you guys heard it, my crew needs me. They are throwing up the bat symbol in the sign. They're saying, Prad, we need your exceptional gaming skills to help us survive in raids. The bat signal's in the air. I have to go answer the superhero call. So let me put on the goodbye music for you guys right now and call it a day. Ladies and gentlemen, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit all that fun stuff for the YouTube algorithm to help me out. Go check out all my links down below in the description. The social media stuff, Patreon, Cameo, Instagram, TikTok, Discord. Even go check out my affiliate sponsors such as Trade Ideas, TraderSync. Both of their code is PRAD15 to get 15% off on checkout. And also Benzinga, because they help us with all things news related to stay on top of the news. Ladies and gentlemen, good night. Have a great day. See you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Ciao.
You are not like other carbon-based life forms. You put the value of all life above your own.
It's how things should be. It's how they could be.
I could not agree more. The world can be one together, cosmos without hatred, stars like diamonds in your eyes. The ground can be space, 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 with feet marching towards a peaceful sky. All the moon men want things their way, but we make sure they see the sun. Goodbye, moon man. You say goodbye, moon man.